Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? Welcome in. Walk, how's it going? Nico, Lingo, Ms. Mania, Colton Pierce, what's going on? Get the screen all set up. Beautiful. Pull up our edgeful data. Opening week range will be the first one we look at today. What's going on, Zach? How you doing? Steve, how you doing? Beautiful. We'll be having the edgeful giveaway today as well. Make sure if you guys are hopping in, all you have to do is comment edgeful once. I'm getting the back end giveaway tool up on it right now. Go and beautiful. All set. All right, for today, jumping right into the data because this one won't change into open too much. For both SPY and Qs, and SPY I'm going to chart it out real time so you guys can see exactly how you go about getting this report. There's also the indicator for it if you want to slap on that opening week range indicator. I like marking it on my own. Using that light magnet tool, weak magnet on the left-hand side. We have weak magnet, strong magnet. I use weak so it doesn't snap to every single candle regardless where you are in the chart. It just gets close to the one that you want to hover over. So there's our opening week range high, 741.40. Our opening week range low, 731.50 on SPY. Going over to Qs, pretty much the same thing, 713.50, 695.23. We are smack dab in the middle of that range. So we have based on the data, we have a 100% chance or 100% stat that price will break out of this range. That's over the past 6 months. If we go to the past year, the stat is still 52 out of 52 weeks for SPY. QQQ is 1 out of 48 weeks. So 98% on Qs, 100% on SPY. That's over the past year. If we want to go further out, 2 years, only 4 days in the past 2 years, this range has not been broken. So going back into that 6-month time frame, funny enough, one of those weeks was over the past 6 months on Qs. This doesn't indicate whether we're going to break the high or low. It does tell us the stats for the high and low breaking. We have a little bit more likelihood to go and break the high, 54.17%. However, this is still an incredible stat to go and play alongside the IB. So even though it doesn't give us, the stat itself doesn't give us the likelihood of breaking the high or low, it tells us whether or not we're going to have a continuation up or down. We have a 98% chance on Qs to go and break this range. That being said, we use the initial balance breakout, or we use inside bars, outside days, whatever stat we have going for that day. And we use that as additional confluence to break the corresponding level. For today, we have an inside bar on SPY, outside day on Qs. So nothing we can really use there. Is now a slight inside day on Qs. So that would actually be very beneficial for us to go and break that high right into open, to open underneath 706.59 and then break that into open. I think all in all, what we should be expecting for today is a continuation to and through, meaning that I think we're going to hit that inside bar outside day stat regardless of which one we open with. We still have another 23 minutes. I think we hit that stat, and then after we hit that stat, I believe that we're going to have a very strong continuation with the initial balance up to that previous day's high, which is also lined up with that opening week range high. So you can go on your chart. Looks like I marked it incorrectly. A good thing for the indicator. So our high is actually 711, 712, just about. We have a 98% likelihood that we're going to break this range, the high or low established in this time frame. What's going on, Saeed? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, Dave. How you doing? State House. Good morning, all. NQ, how you doing? That's my anticipation for it to open. I don't have a gap fill stat that I'm going to be looking for. A gap fill for a gap of this size isn't very likely. 50-50 for a gap down or gapped up. 23% chance we don't fill it. We've had 13 of these gaps. 3 of them have filled. So it's likely that we do not fill this gap. SPY, pretty much same thing. SPY, very unlikely that we go and have a continuation down and hit that gap fill. Get all the giveaway tools up. Get the shareable link for that. That's how you enter. You just comment edgeful on any of the YouTube or any of the copy streams. I would ideally like to see us open pretty much where we are right now. Our previous day's high, 737.63, is our outside day on SPY, or inside day, sorry. And then same thing for Qs. Our previous day's high is at 706.49. So as long as we open under 706.49, we go into our inside bar stat, go into the buy breakout. So we have a 91% chance on that alone. But if we break previous day's high, we only have an 8% chance that it stays within that range. But it also says that there's only an 8% chance that price will go and break both previous day's high and previous day's low. So very, very unlikely on these stats that we go and break those corresponding levels all in one day. It's more likely that we have a break to one level and then through and continue. So that's a lot more likely than us having a continuation, and then reversing all the way back down, and then hitting both levels. Ideally what I want to see today. Missed by some PT, I don't know what you mean there. Crazy NQ did not take the IB low. Oh yeah, yesterday was... Luckily, I did take longs yesterday. I took them after we were over 60% of the IB. So we zoom in. This isn't anything that I called out anywhere or alerted. I just noted. And if you guys remember talking about this on stream yesterday with Dan, I said, how often does the IB break when you break in the wrong direction when the full TP misses by a couple points, which is exactly what we did yesterday. We missed the IB low by a whopping 6 points on NQ. SPY took it. So I took the winning trade on SPY to the IB low. And then from that winning trade, I jumped directly into longs. Not directly in. I waited until we were back over the midpoint of the IB on NQ. I took 2 micros and rode it all the way from like about 60%. I entered at about 12.35. So just after this push all the way up to 702, 701. That was my entry. But I mean, it's happened very regularly, especially on a Tuesday. And the reason that I took this trade yesterday, I really want to emphasize this, using the data. So if we go over to our standard report, I pull up the standard initial balance breakout for a Tuesday. We go to SPY, customized report. Oops, sub report, sorry. By weekday for a Tuesday, we have a 38.54% chance, 38.5% likelihood that price will go and double break the IB for SPY on a Tuesday. So knowing that data and seeing the strong continuation, or strong reversal rather, that we had to the upside, SPY going to break that high, it's the most likely day of the week for it to do so. So it's, if we see a strong continuation, we see SPY is actually targeting the IB high, it looks like it's going to go and run. Go back over to that the edgeful data just for the initial balance breakout sub report by weekday. Doesn't need to be a buy rejection report, doesn't need to be anything fancy with the sub report. We're literally just looking at the likelihood it has a double break on a Tuesday. SPY, that's the most common day of the week for it to happen, 38%. QQQ is ETF spot price format of NASDAQ. NQ is future version. Price tries to move same and all, kind of like MNQ and NQ, two different books with similar price action. There is slippage on them as well. Do I ever trade outside of home? I used to. I used to trade on my phone. I no longer do. It's helped me significantly. I no longer blow accounts at the rate that I used to when I was trading on Top Step X, Project X. I don't have the issue of trying to get into trades that I shouldn't be getting, because everything that I trade now is based on my Tradevate entries, and I cannot copy trade from mobile. No one can. Unless you have a trade copier linked to your mobile platform, mobile Tradevate. I don't even have Tradevate downloaded on my phone. I have no ability to access it. And if I did, I would only be able to trade one account. So I do not trade mobile anymore. I do not trade from my phone. I used to. When I did, I had significant losses repeatedly. But there's no complex thinking that went into that IB high break yesterday. Another reason I have those rules established, right? We have a rule that states when the IB is taken on one level and not the other one. So yesterday, when the IB is taken on SPY and not NQ, or vice versa, we do not look for that trade to have a continuation on SPY anymore, or NQ, depending on which one is the one that breaks early. We don't look for that to have a continuation. All we care about is which one breaks. SPY broke first yesterday. Okay, great. We're not taking the trade on NQ. The reason being, we do not want SPY to be pushing on its own. We don't want QQQ to be pushing on its own. So going back to look at yesterday, SPY had a beautiful continuation, right? Hit the IB low. As soon as we hit IB low, we do the same thing that we usually do when we hit the initial bounce high on QQQ, or initial bounce low on SPY, or when we hit inside bar, outside day stats. When you hit previous day's high or previous day's low or inside bar highs, depending on what time frame you're trading, it doesn't have to be previous days. When you hit those levels, you very often have a strong recovery or a strong reversal. So it happened yesterday, it happened the day before. Inside bar stat on SPY, right? Monday into Tuesday, our Monday low, once we hit that at 9:45, look at the bounce that we had. That's the same thing that happens when you hit the initial bounce high or initial bounce low. It's a very significant level that a lot of institutions play, a lot of big money guys play. The initial bounce, as I always say, it's been around for 50 years, 40-something years. It's a significant model that many of those big players use, many of the hedge funds use. It's not something that should be taken lightly. So when we break it on an individual asset, that is a significant level that is no longer significant. So SPY doesn't have the draw to the downside anymore, whereas there's no additional draw on QQQ either. There's no additional reason for Qs to be heading lower. Vice versa for NQ. If NQ breaks the low, there's no additional confluence for SPY to go hit lower. I don't use Apex anymore. How many hours do I typically trade? Probably like 2 to 2.5, maybe 3. It depends on how many hours I trade at night, which some nights is better than others. Last night I did get a little burnt on Asia session with how choppy, how whiplashy it was. But we're back on Lucid Live accounts. That's what I'm going to be trading today on here. We're going to be waiting for Qs. We don't trade the first 15 minutes. We don't trade if SPY and QQQ are diverged. What we can look at for today, if we go and pull up the data for the IB real quick. Just a second. What's this comment? So we go and bring up the IB by rejection data. There's André. Welcome in.
Yo.
Good morning. Our IB by rejection data for a Wednesday is some of the best data for the week. Wednesdays are the new Tuesdays.
Dude, did you see your new fancy customization?
Yeah, we talked about it extensively yesterday. It was awesome.
I'm happy. Is the recording on?
It is.
All right, cool. Yeah, so the way that works, I know that the tooltip has it in there, but the 0 to 25 changes based on whichever side forms first.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always in the direction of like the intended break. So if the low forms first, 0 to 25 is at the top. If the high forms first, it's at the bottom. Just to be clear.
I also said yesterday you can just put on the indicator from edgeful in it. Mm-hmm. Tells you which one's the 25. Unfortunately, of course, yesterday we closed within the 0 to 25% and then proceeded to have a push and break all the way up to the high.
Which is actually super unlikely.
Yeah, it only happened. Dan was on here. Dan was in shorts off the IB 25. So when we have that break, that 0 to 25% level, I'll go back to Tuesday for this.
Dude, how much cleaner is that experience for you?
Much better. So these are our stats yesterday. We only had, I covered it multiple times. I was like, yeah, we've only had one Tuesday where price is broken in the wrong direction when it closes within this range.
Yep.
Luckily, yesterday I took the trade on SPY and not Qs. He took the trade on QQQ and it missed. This is the report that I was talking to you after stream last Wednesday, if you remember.
Yeah.
How often does it break the wrong level when you miss the TP by like 20 cents, which is what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what happened yesterday was wild. But that inside bars was not bad.
It was not, but we had the same exact bounce that we had on Monday off the inside bar. Like we hit the previous day's low on SPY and Qs.
Yeah.
We hit it on SPY and then we had another $2 rip.
Yeah.
And then the 10 a.m. candle had its little wiggle.
Dude, the 10 a.m. wiggle is real. Trademark it. The 10 a.m. wiggle. It is absolutely real. I don't care what anyone says. And I see a couple questions here. Do the algo support OCO orders? Technically, no, but you don't need. The way that it works is that there's 3 pieces. There's TradingView, there's edgeful, and there's your broker. You set up the algo in TradingView, and when the algo triggers to enter, it will send a message to edgeful to place a trade in your broker. So edgeful is the messenger between the two, between TradingView and your broker. So edgeful just reads the message from the algo and places that order into your broker. So technically, on your chart, you're not going to have a take profit or a stop loss in your broker. But when the take profit or stop loss actually trigger, TradingView sends a message to close the order. So technically, it's not an OCO order, but that's the way that like trading automation works, is that you can't, or I mean, unless you build like a completely custom thing that's like not scalable at all or whatever else, you can't do an OCO order because every day, it's not like your target and your stop loss are fixed, like 10 points higher from your entry, 10 points lower from your entry. If that was the case, then you probably could do it, but that's not the way that the algos work. So you don't need OCO orders. And Corey, realistically, yes, you are going to need the algo. I mean, you are going to need TradingView if you want the algos. If you don't want the algos, you don't need TradingView. You can use NinjaTrader. You're not going to get as many indicators. I think we have 12 on NinjaTrader now, like NinjaTrader desktop. But if you want the algos, you definitely need the premium plan on TradingView. Just FYI.
We have NVDA earnings after hours today.
So the market's going to chop today?
It will. It will likely chop. It may not. It hasn't been like the typical NVIDIA earnings we used to get. But I definitely do think that we're going to have a pretty meh day.
Yeah. Look at the, are we doing giveaway or is chat just cracked out?
We are.
No,
yeah.
we are doing the giveaway.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Chat just really likes edgeful.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Tuesdays stay sucking for NQ.
Yep.
The data is almost perfectly 50-50 now.
I want to show you guys something.
Go for it.
Zinc, I want your thoughts too. I know that you, just to be clear, I know you like to do things a certain way and then you stick to that way. So maybe this won't be as useful for you unless...
We're updating the whole platform's UI.
Not yet. No.
Let's see.
So just to preface, before I share my screen, it might not be like the way that you, like for example, the way that you found out about the opening week range report was because we were on stream together and I told you to look at it. Is that right?
Yep.
Do I remember that correctly?
Yep.
Okay. That's not a good experience for you to have to find reports by me telling you on a stream. So imagine all the viewers and all the users, how do they find reports? Right? They're watching us. They're going on Twitter. They're looking at our Twitter like, oh, what is everyone talking about? Oh, everyone's talking about the IB by rejection report. Maybe I should go check that out. Right?
Yep.
So not the best experience. So I was thinking about how do we build something that will bring the important reports.
Ooh, I can already see where this is going.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. And guys in the chat, I want to hear your thoughts. So the way that this works is it's going to be a discovery page. Pretty much, you select the ticker you want to search for. You select the session. What's up, James?
Morning, James.
You select the ticker. You select the session. You select how far back you want to look. And then theoretically, you just click scan. And when you click scan, what it's doing is it's looking at all the different outcomes of all the reports. So the IB single break.
Okay.
We're going to give it a score. It's separately from the actual data. So the reason that we're doing that is because just because something has 100% does not mean that it should be at the top of the list. So for example, a gap up that's over 1.5% that has only happened once that filled will have 100%. That does not mean that it should be at the top of the list here. So I have to build a score. So pretty much the way that this will work is you can run a scan every month or every 2 weeks and understand how is the data changing per report and per outcome of the report. So IB single break in the New York session, IB double break in the New York session. So if I just sort by like report name, let's just say I go to the gap fill, like gap down filled after a red day, which is the gap fill by previous close report. If we go to the IB for a second, you can see IB break before 11 a.m. That's the IB by time report. IB double break. IB by rejection. So you're going to get like pretty much a list
it.
So you do. I want your thoughts.
I do. I like it. I like it. I'll go on here and I'll find which maybe if there's any reports that work really well with the IB.
Perfect. So from here, if you click, you get a little explainer of what it is. And now I'm curious, what would you want to see in here? So what I have, I'm curious. I'll explain what these are in a second. They're pretty self-explanatory, but if you clicked on this, what would you want to see?
Reports that line up well with the IB. They also play out when the IB plays out correctly. So for example, if we have the initial balance by rejection report that we're looking at, with the opening week range, does the opening week range high break when the initial balance by rejection high breaks on that day?
Okay. That would be for AI though.
Okay.
Because if you think about the way that this is, in this view, you can't combine reports. This is to discover reports, or at least in the way that I'm thinking about it, which is actually like, maybe you can say like, how well does this do with other things?
Yeah.
But I think that would be more AI related.
Okay.
But if you're talking specifically the report, so look, this is the IB single break.
Yep.
Would you want to know, like, for example, outside days, bullish outside day, like hasn't formed recently or whatever. Let's just say bearish outside day hasn't formed recently. The last fired, you can see how many days ago, how many times it's like the report has triggered in the last 30 days. You'll be able to see that. What is the score versus 30 days ago? So this specific score, and then the trading style.
Okay.
I don't want to put the actual data itself in here because I want you to go to the report to learn about that, because I don't want to try to like give people a half-baked explanation of like what the report data actually is. So what do you think about should go?
Is this a new page? Is this a new page called the discovery page? Is that what it is?
So pretty much just to recap for anyone who just joined and for James.
Yeah.
The opening week range, the way that Zinc found out about it was because I told him about it on stream.
Sure.
He didn't find it himself. The user, like the viewers here, will find new reports only because we're telling them on stream, hey, you guys should really check out the opening week range. That's not the best experience. So how do we build a tool that will scan all the reports, all of the data, and rank which ones you should be looking at right now?
Sick. Yeah.
So in this case, you select a ticker, you select a session, you pick how far back you want the data to be, so 6 months, and you click scan. And when you click scan, it's going to rank every single report and the outcome of each of them. So if I go to like whatever, I'll go to the IB because it's simpler. The IB double break has a score of 49. The IB single break has a score of 100. Right? So the score is different from the data because the data, there could be one outcome, like one bullish outside, one gap up over 1.5% that filled, and the data would be 100%. But that doesn't mean that it should be at the top of the list. That doesn't mean it's the most important report that you need to look at. So the score is very important to rank the reports correctly. So my only question is, what is most valuable to put in here without putting the actual data table in here? Because I don't want to do that.
Maybe points to break.
But this
the
is not
size of the win.
It's not going to have live data in here because these are not, it's not like a what's in play. It's like, tell me what, there's 150 reports. I'm not going to look through all of them. Tell me what I should go look at in the what's in play, or when my charts are forming, or what reports I should look at, because I'm not going to spend 6 hours looking through every report and watching every video.
Okay. I'll let it marinate.
Yeah, let it marinate. Yeah, guys, in the chat, if you have any thoughts, please let me know. I'm going to pull up Zinc's screen again.
So we did end up having a beautiful inside bar. We just broke it already to the high on NQ. First data report that I looked at this morning was inside bar breakout. So we only have a 5% chance on SPY, 8% chance on Qs that we also going to take previous day's low. So this is lining up really well already, just with that break of the inside bar high, lining up really well for us to go and break that opening week range high.
We do have NVDA earnings as well after close today.
Yep.
We also had Lowe's earnings before André, so I think they might be doing more because I was staying at the hotel.
Dude, is that the same company, or are you talking about like Sears?
I don't know. It looks like it's spelled the same. But yeah, no. You see, I got the. I'm at Austin's house still. I'm in the basement. He's upstairs on his stream. James is at Dawkins jersey. This is his basement, sports basement. So it's not my house. I'm still in the States.
The O'Neal jersey is pretty cool. Dude, are you going to the Eastern Conference Finals or not?
I'm trying to make a plan with this one with this one guy. I'm not gonna go by myself, bro. Obviously, like I'm gonna be like, what the hell, where to go? So I'm speaking to this one guy from stream.
Dude, you have to go.
I know.
It'll never be at MSG again. The Knicks suck.
Dude, did you see the game last night? They came back from 22 points. They came back from 22 points. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we don't worry. I'm working on it.
You have to go, dude.
Jeez, look at YM. YM's just tanked 400 points.
SPY is the same exact BS as yesterday morning. Terribly weak again.
What's up, PUBG?
James, you gotta go.
I know. I've had a call with him yesterday, and he's on it. There'll never be an MSG again. That's crazy.
It's not.
Violent drop by NVIDIA. Let's see.
When was the last time that the Knicks were even in the Eastern Conference Finals?
That's just a regular open.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Also, by the way, KTS, I appreciate this. I saw this while I was explaining the discovery page. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to improve it every day.
Yeah. There used to be a discovery page, André, before, and then you took it away.
Sucked.
Yeah.
It was very bad. I mean, it was fine, to be honest, but it was just like not the best experience to go through because there was no score. There was no scoring system. So it was just like, here are all the reports. Like click into each one individually and do it that way. But wow, what a sell-off on ES right now.
Whew.
Wow, NQ is really holding up the strongest right now.
Same exact thing as yesterday.
Is this the same song that we have normally?
It is not. Different. Let me put the other one back on.
No, it's fine. I don't really mind it, honestly.
I won't change it. There you go.
Oh, were the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals last year? I see a comment here.
Yeah, selling off. YM massive.
Dude, no RTY for you, James?
No, no.
We don't have a catalyst, right? That just did that. I mean, it didn't really
No
feel
catalyst.
like a.
No catalyst. Yeah, no news. But yeah. What's up, Smooth? Similar to what happened yesterday, we just shoved on the open as well.
It would be interesting to see how ES reacts on this pop here. I'm still going to give it a minute, obviously, but it's ripped up a pretty decent amount. Yeah, James, look at this comment. Yeah. You're not going to be alone. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You won't be alone. Don't worry. I'm tempted about trying a short on NQ, Andre, personally.
Yeah, I like the short off 390 on ES, but
of course you like the short.
I know. The gap fill's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
You only had a 23% chance to get that gap fill in SPY. That's why I wasn't anticipating it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I've got a small short on at 29.051.
Yeah, just because by the way, guys, in the chat, just because I see the short doesn't mean I'm going to take the short.
I just love shorting.
Yeah, for some reason, which makes my life so much more difficult, to be honest. My mind always goes to wait for a pop into a level and then short it, targeting X area.
I do the same thing. I only like longing though.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I enjoy being in a short.
Very rarely do I like being in a long.
And they lived happily ever after.
I've got a small short on André 051.
Yeah, smooth operator. I was just talking about inverting your chart. I think it helps sometimes. I mean, I used to do it a lot more than I do now.
used to do it too.
You did?
Yeah. Alt I if I want to go long or short.
Yeah.
And I think based on the point that you made, it helps. You said it on Monday, I believe. If I want to go short, I flip it and see what the long position would look like. So if we're at a significant level, we're at 29,000 on NQ, and I want to go short.
Yep.
And it looks like we're in a, like right now, if I invert the chart, it looks kind of triple bottomy, triple top maybe.
Yep.
Not that I trade the first 15 minutes anyway, but it helps decide whether or not I want to go in that position.
Yep. Jesus, what a rip right now.
Please.
So I got my stop at half day, Andre.
Yeah.
That's where my stop is.
Yeah. Zinc, I totally agree. I think that I haven't done it a lot, but wow, what a candle.
What's
80.1 minute? There has to be a catalyst. There has to be something that just happened.
Just the 15-minute open.
Yeah.
It's the classic.
How'd the orb look? The 5-minute orb.
Yeah, it's actually it was breaking previous days or overnight VWAP as well. I got a pretty big stop on this. That's why I'm in pretty small.
It kind of sucks that the inside bars was taken on NQ too.
Yeah. We only have a very small chance that it goes and breaks the right level.
Yeah. I'm waiting right now. Perhaps I wait for the 10 a.m. wiggle.
Yeah.
Dude, I was actually laughing at you at the 10:07 wiggle. Duh.
It's a real thing. It's confirmed.
It is confirmed by the market makers. I called them before the stream. I'm like, yo guys, let's push it down so I can take shorts on the stream.
Calls his old friends at Goldman.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, guys. Let's send it.
Hit him with the 10 a.m. wiggle.
Yep. That's what they call it in there too, by the way. That's the internal notes they have. The 10 a.m. wiggle.
What's Jeez, Wime just with a straight bot. Look at Wime's opening range, bro. Jeez. 330 points. You don't like the shorts here, Andre? Just watching it here on the one.
I don't really have a read on this yet because there was a
Sure.
a 120 point move down and then 100
Right,
move,
back up.
100 yeah, 100
up,
point
yeah.
move back up. I don't love the shorts right now, to be honest. I don't have a read, unfortunately. I don't know. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you. I feel like if ES starts to build a little bit of a base and NQ starts to build a base here, like, let me pull up my screen one sec.
The other thing we looked at on Monday too is when the inside bar is taken on one of them to the upside or downside, there's only a 4% chance the other one doesn't follow and goes and takes the opposite.
Same direction, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So SPY
So that
would
means
have,
that there's a. Go ahead.
SPY would have a 4% chance to go to 731.54, as opposed to going to previous day's high, which is 737.63.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate the longs off of the 100 on NQ, the 100 to 190 area, targeting new high New York session.
I'm sorry, come again?
The 90 to 100 area, long off there, targeting new high of day 154. Ooh.
Jeez, that's a
Yeah, I
bounce.
thought I heard that right. But
Well,
then you
that was pretty quick.
the word long came out of your mouth, and I was a little confused.
Yeah, that base at the 390s was what I was just looking at on ES, and it kind of started to form a little bit on NQ in that 90 to 100 area. But that played out. Just
Does that 4% stat also apply to ES and NQ? Yeah. SPY and Qs, ES and NQ are the same thing. It may be off by 1% or 2, but there shouldn't be that much divergence on those three reports.
let me show everyone our beautiful new. God, these scroll bars, man. Why is there a scroll bar here? I'm so annoyed.
Dude, I'll go my stop on NQ quite a big stop. I got my stop at previous day's highs at 195. So we'll see what happens, but I don't really like this price action right now for the shorts.
Previous day high on NQ.
Yeah, I gave it pretty big, bro. Just because I can, right? I'm in a small.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The previous.
Yeah. Extended market hours highs. Yeah.
Okay.
What's ES doing? Yes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to get you out of that trade because it's not my trade. That's a pretty wide stop.
No, for sure.
I'm gonna go and take inside bar high on SPY right here.
So YM.
Did you just see me take a screenshot? The comment here. I did just take a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm gonna close that on NQ. We'll reevaluate.
Inside bars have been the strongest data point in the past 6 months, 100%. We're all the way up to 92% on NQ for having a break at the correct level.
Wow.
Breaking one side, yeah?
Yep.
I'm curious what you think about the new facelift of the AI. You think it looks better?
Yeah, I like it. Like it.
Good.
I didn't mind it in the first place, but everything you do is always better.
Oh, I appreciate
All
that.
the new updates.
The flow of the AI is a little bit clunky because we want to have the templated prompts. But the issue is if you use a templated prompt before you have the data loaded, like before you click the Analyze Report button, it doesn't have the data in context. So the way that you have to do it is the first step is actually to load the data you want and then to use the templated prompt. So it's a little bit clunky. Like it's not the best experience. It's not like that intuitive to understand. Like I have to do this first and then I have to put the question.
Yep.
Because most people probably just ask like direct, tell me the IB stats. And then it's like, I don't have them. And it's like, here, you need to analyze the report. But yeah, so I'm curious what you guys think about that in the chat also. But
Jeez, look at YM just a pin back up 150 points and then drop back down.
Zinc, I just pulled up your screen again. Just so
Thank you. So that inside bar stat, we're up to 65 out of 71 days. We'll go and take that level. And I flashed yesterday. I went back to 3 months ago. So I set the time frame back 3 months.
Yeah.
I'll go to, we'll even do 4 months. So we'll go from February and get that data. It was at 70 out of 88 days. So we've had a little less for the inside bars, but more of them have been breaking the correct level. And then same exact thing for outside days as well. The stat was all the way down at 63. It's now up to 71. But if you remember go ahead, James.
Sorry, look at that pin on. Yes, Andre, that's crazy, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, okay. Before anyone starts to like send their whole account, use way lighter size today, like James did.
Yeah.
Way lighter size. Like we're talking about from the open on NQ, 85 points, then from 85 points down 130 points, then from 130 points, 170 up, and then 80 back down. So please use lighter size. But Zinc, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you remember that question I had on Monday, the likelihood, I just mentioned it there a little bit, the likelihood that we have a break on one of the assets and not the other is only 4%. So SPY should be heading towards that inside bar high. It's very unlikely it's going to go to previous day's low unless we have a catalyst. So it's a good target to have. It wouldn't be something that I'm going to front run because it's anticipating the move and not knowing it should happen. If the inside bar and IB is also set bullish, the inside bar is still intact, then I would take a long to just over the current high that we have. Saeed said, is there a way to find out reports on breaks and revert on time-based ranges?
Sorry, 1 sec. I'm just answering a message here.
I got short NQ again at 129. Sorry, I have to. I tried
Beautiful.
once. I'm
Yeah, good.
Yeah. There you go. It's coming down now. So I'm up 40 points at the moment. I'm still small size. Nothing crazy.
Could you get any American props while you're over stateside, or you have to be here for 30 days?
Because I still got my South African ID.
Would love to see a sweep of lows on ES and reclaim 30-minute orb for long. Good news is we're set bullish for both IBs right now too. They're not diverged like they were yesterday. Yesterday they didn't line up until right at 10:25.
What is everything doing right now? NVIDIA is going for low of day. Meta's going for low of day. Apple's near high of day. Broadcom's going for low of day. Google's at low of day. Tesla's looking to reverse. James, I don't hate these shorts here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a nice, better price now, so we'll see.
Zinc is like, well, there's a 4% chance that price doesn't hit previous day's high on ES.
Well, it could not break. I'm just not going to be anticipating down to 731.
Yeah.
Is inside bar stat full session, regular trading hours? It's New York to New York.
Yeah, the one Zinc is talking about is the New York session specifically, which is why I think it's really important. I know Zinc you don't, but I think it's really important to use the indicators. If I just pull up my screen for a second.
I had it on this morning. I just didn't.
Yeah. No, I know I know, but for anyone who's new, because like you're super familiar with how it works, which makes it easier. But if you look at a naked price chart with nothing on it, it's very hard to see where does the New York session start and end. Like where is previous day's high? Like it's really, really hard to see it because then you're going to be looking at the time axis on the bottom, trying to plot everything. But if you use the market sessions, it's not really going to be that crowded, but at least you know exactly where your previous day's high and low are. You know when the session starts and ends. You can do it with the London session too. It's like super easy to do. But at least when you're referencing the previous day's range, previous day's close, previous day's high and low, whatever, you know exactly where everything is. So I highly recommend, it's part of the edgeful plan. If you guys don't use them because you can get access to them right over here in the sidebar on the left side in the edgeful app. But yeah, it's really important. Like when James said previous day's high, I know I should have assumed he's talking about daily high.
Yeah, sorry, extended.
I'm referencing always when I talk, unless I specify a daily session, I'm referring to the New York blue box.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that's the easy way. You don't have to plot it out manually. It gets it all for you. So you know by the start from pre-market, when I do my pre-market prep, I know where that is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where we are flushing here at the moment, 077 on NQ right
What are you
now.
looking for, low of day?
Low of day. So that would be 023. So like 29,000.
Yeah.
Would be ideal.
Maybe if we get a move back to the 120 area.
Dude, the video is at low of day as well. That's
yeah. The thing is, these ranges are so big. The orb low from here is 66 points. So like, I'm not super interested in a trade like that.
SPY is finally picking up some strength.
Yeah.
It's not dropping the Qs.
I'm going to get a coffee.
It's the same exact thing we did yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why I wait for the IB.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, here comes NQ new lows. This looks good for my shorts, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got back in.
Yeah.
Just there you go.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Yes, sir.
Gonna make a new low day on NQ. Took a long on third 5-minute candle, targeting the orb high and previous day's high. Took profit earlier to secure. 11 minutes, 220 locked out the rest of the day to preserve capital and will not observe the rest of the morning. Very nice, Anthony.
Sorry, I must actually get my screen up.
This has been the trend for the week, is whiplash effect.
Yeah, here's my NQ trade right now, Zinc. So we'll see if we can get these lows. Looks nice.
Nice.
But, yeah. CS doing.
ES has not really had any of that downside that Qs just did.
Yeah.
Anyone in chat know how to get regular trading hours on Tradebit? You can't. It's not an option.
Yep. Also, if you use the RTH on TradingView, it's not technically correct. So if you don't want to use the indicator, if you go to the RTH, it will use the last candle is going to be 6:15 because regular trading hours for futures is technically closing at 6:15. So the last candle on the 1 minute chart will be a 6:14 candle that closes at 6:15. Just so you know, if you're going to reference the previous close on an RTH chart, you need to reference, if you're using the edgeful, the basic session, you need to reference the 1600 or the close. Let me share my screen 1 sec. I'm just going to, just so I can explain it. Here, let me do this, hopefully a little bit different. Okay, perfect. So you can see that the gap fill is not at the RTH close. The RTH close here is at 6:15. The edgeful report, the default New York session closes at 4 p.m. That's why the gap fill is correctly plotting at the end of this candle, not over here. So just keep in mind that if you are going to use the RTH, you need to ignore these candles here. Just FYI. I recommend having extended trading hours on, to be honest, with the indicator.
Make sure you guys are commenting edgeful in chat as well to enter that giveaway that will be drawn in the next hour.
Yeah. And make sure to stay to the end if you do, because there have been a couple people that haven't claimed their wins because they probably dropped off. So if you want to win, just stick around to the end. It's kind of wild here.
Yeah, very choppy. But this is kind of like what it's been like, back and forth.
That's a big reset day again today.
Unfortunately for people. I do like how ES is kind of consolidating below the orb low. James, for your short, I don't know if you're still in.
Yeah, I'm still in. I closed. I closed 75%. I'm still trying to hold, but we'll see. I do like it. I must say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like how ES is consolidating below that 7400, and the 7400 coincides perfectly with the orb high.
Agreed.
It's probably, I mean, not a terrible trade actually. Thing is, I'm not targeting a 19-point move to the orb low. But I mean, midpoint of the orb.
Why the reward on that's not appealing to you?
It's just too much, man. Look, I mean, look at this trade. Look at NQ. You got short at James got short at previous day's high, pretty much.
Yeah.
At 29, it goes just below, and it doesn't get to that orb low, and then it reverses. Like now like his trailing position or the remainder of his positions break even. Practically, he's up a little, like 30,
almost
30 points. Yeah.
30. Yeah, 30 points.
How bad were the reset numbers yesterday? Not actually that bad. Monday was worse. Yesterday was okay. I think a lot of people were long with how large of a drop we have. For a just rule of thumb, people typically blow accounts when they are inversing price action. So Monday, by the time you start going short, then we start getting those 100-point candles right back up, and then it resumes that downside. Yesterday isn't as bad because if you're going short over and over again, by the time you do flip long, you might catch a little bit the move up. But the days that I've seen they blow the most or get the most accounts, new accounts, is when price is going irrationally in one direction.
And then they try and pick a bottom or top. Yeah, interesting.
James, I got the podcast edit, by the way.
Oh, sick. How does it look?
It's good. It looks clean, dude.
Nice.
Well,
Oof. Dude,
that
here comes
ES move
even
down is nice.
YM's looking pretty nice for low for continuation to the downside, I must say.
Yeah, I loved those longs yesterday after the IB look. We barely missed the IB low, and we got back over the midpoint. I went long, rode it all the way to the high. So I entered yesterday at like 505 per account.
I like these shorts on. I mean, the entry at 7,400 was nice. The way it was consolidating below the orb low, I like that a lot, actually.
There we go. Here comes 72, 71. It looks good, bro.
Yeah, it does look good.
65 now. Just needed to flush those lows at 32.
Giveaway will be at 11 o'clock. So the next 57 minutes. Maybe a tad bit before 11. This isn't,
So for anyone,
this isn't anything crazy for Bryce. We're still within the opening range, too.
Opening range. ES has actually dropped now, 389. So that looks good too for short. So I wouldn't, that's like a double break play. If you look at, sorry, let me just pull this up. This is like a double break play on ES where we take the highs, opening range high, fails, and now we look to take the lows. I know Austin's probably in this trade. I'll have to go upstairs, and he's trading upstairs. I'll have to go and see what he's doing. But for those that are joining in right now, I did take a loss on NQ first. I was in over here, and I was looking for continuation. I probably should have just waited for more of the opening range. I do better when I just wait more longer into the open personally.
Yeah.
And then I got short again at the highs. So also a double break play on NQ. We take the highs, we pin it. And this is a 5 minute. I'm looking now for opening range low, which will be back down here at 29.023 on NQ. So I'm up. I break 75% of my position, but I'm still in at the rest, and I'm up 55 points. 50.
Wow, look at Google too, dude. This is good for your position. Google's falling off a cliff.
Is
right
it?
now.
Let's have a look here. Google.
Oh,
wow, yeah. Google
Google's
is
falling
melting.
off a cliff, dude.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. ES is like structurally weaker right now, like by a lot.
It is.
It was yesterday. The trend for Wednesdays for the IB, for anyone that is curious in chat, you two as well. Wednesdays for the past 6, and this is not anything that I get from edgeful, I just back this as myself. The past 6 have broken the IB within the first minute of the IB closure. So 10:31 in all of them. And it's also been, what was that?
No, go ahead. It's also been what?
It's also been because we've closed the IB at like 95%. So last Wednesday is a really good example of it. Even though it broke in the actually no, NQ broke in the right direction. It formed a new high at 10:28 and then broke it right at 10:31. So as that candle formed and we had the closure of that initial bounce, it broke immediately. And same thing has been for the past 6 Wednesdays in a row. I'll go to the one before that as well. This has been the recent trend right here.
Yeah. Are we going to get the 10:07 wiggle right now? Hopefully it goes down.
You laugh, but watch it push up like $2.
And then flush.
That's the trademark term right there.
Yep.
This thing looks like it wants to flush.
Yeah, I would expect ES to pop up a little bit into like the 392, 394, and then continuation down. I don't hate the shorts, to be honest. I'm not in a trade right now, but I don't hate it. I wouldn't call it a wiggle yet, but there is a little bit of a pop there.
Yeah, into 82.
Yeah.
On NQ.
We have been pinned right in the midpoint of this orb and the initial balance right now.
Yep. We're at the open.
Also, very similar to what one of Dan's rules is, if the initial balance is the same range as that first 15-minute open, it's not in this case, but it's very close, then he wants more data. I think SPY is just barely. Well, at least they're pointing in the same direction right now.
Dude, is this going to become a thing?
It might.
The 10 a.m. wiggle?
It very well might.
The 10 a.m. wiggle was something that I said as a joke, but is real in my experience, and I think everyone's experience. It's that at 10 o'clock, there's this flash of orders that comes in that will push price up or down. You obviously don't know which direction it's going to be in. But there's something that happens, some algo, some institution, something happens at 10 a.m. every day where price will just kind of move around very quickly and very drastically. And if you have a very tight stop, right, like a 10 or 15 or 20 point stop on NQ or a 2 or 3 point stop on ES,
you get skunked.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that is. I mean, it's more of a joke. Maybe I can build a report around it called the 10 a.m. wiggle. That would be the most absurd report name ever. But
I think it's an ICT thing too.
Is it?
A 10 a.m. continuation or reversal.
I've actually never even heard of that. What is that?
At 10 a.m., you either get a continuation of what price is doing or a reverse. Obviously, there's only two outcomes, but it's the strongest, either continuation or pivot candle of the day.
Interesting. I know that the 4-hour candle starts at 10 a.m. also.
Yes. Another question to catch up on: if at 9:30 IB forms a low and 10 it forms a new high, the IB. So I already see where that question is going. The IB is not closed until 10:30. So anything that happens within 9:30 to 10:30 within that first hour is not finalized until 10:30. The IB can make as many new highs or as many new lows within that time frame as it wants. Doesn't matter what the first high or first low is until 10:30. So there's no, if I were to take the IB right now, for instance, I'm taking a short, let's say, and my TP is at 704.12. That's not the IB low for 10:30. It might go all the way down to 702. It might go all the way down to 700 flat. Wherever the low is at 10:30 is the IB low, but because I'm entering the trade early, my TP is going to be set where the current IB low is. But it can go as low as it wants and go as high as it wants, as long as it's all before 10:30. Then you assess which high or low is established, or how high or how low the low is.
James, what are you thinking about this trade?
I like it, bro, at the moment. Even watching ES right now, it's coming back down to opening range. I'm just looking at the 50-minute chart as well. I would like a strong 50-minute close below 050, 29.050 on NQ. But I mean, we are looking pretty. Let's just get my screen up here. I'm just watching the 50-minute chart. This looks really, really nice for me. The reason, there we go. So that's a nice. If we can get a nice strong close here in the next 3 minutes, like where we are right now, that would be brilliant. What I am seeing as well, someone asked me just privately, why do I like this trade? Well, we are coming off of a level. You guys know my pre-market prep, which I did a quick one this morning. Sorry, it's been so tough on the road, getting up early at a different time zone. But dude, it's oh shit, it's pre-market prep, but I'm busy feeding my son. But this level that I was watching off over here, and I spoke about this on my quick pre-market prep this morning. If we look at a higher time frame, look at the hourly, we are trading underneath previous week's VWAP, which was over here, and the 5-day SMA, which I know some like Brian Shannon loves to use for a high time frame. Look, this black line is the 5-day SMA, so the 5-day simple moving average, that over there. So I was like, we could potentially see maybe a break of these previous week's lows, which is that red line there. And we haven't come up towards those highs that we created last week, Thursday, that I took the longs at the seminar. And you can get these indicators with edgeful. If you go to the left-hand side of here, trading view indicator access, there is also an NinjaTrader too. But we're getting a nice closure here underneath 50 on the 50-minute chart. That would be ideal for my trade right now.
And you're targeting 29,000? I'm
targeting 29,000. I've got a trail on. I might look, because I I'm gonna see if I can get more out of this. This is a very very strong close for the shorts right now. If it breaks that 0.25, which is opening range low, that I think we could sink possibly even to pre-market lows. Which is
SPY took a new low, so ES should.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Just took a new low as well.
So I'm thinking we could potentially, André, get like at least like 28,900, which has also been like a level that we've been respecting.
That'd be a great trade, honestly, if you just like let it run.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
But this will put me green on the day, and this just shows that I tried a short earlier, and this, you learn from your wins and losses. I took the loss early, just a smaller size, and then I got in slightly a little bit heavier size. But you got to just stay focused on your plan and what you are seeing, not just like flip long or whatever it is, just because you've taken one loss.
So I take the most losses. This is why I flip back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
The gap just filled on ES also.
Nice. Gold is plummeting. Big old drop.
So just to have a look, also I speak about this often on pre-market prep stream. This is why I like looking at levels like previous days highs and lows, pre-market highs and lows. Price obviously does three things when we do get there. One, it either breaks out and it hits it and breaks out. It hits it and consolidates. That's the second one. Or it hits it and reverses. I like to look for shorts at or continuations at that level, and that's what we are getting.
Holy smokes. What the heck was that reversal?
I just took a short at 92 on NQ.
It is. Get up there. There we go. Nice.
Exactly
at
the midpoint of the orb.
Nice.
There we go.
I could easily get blown out, but
that I feel like would be something that Trump just said.
Yep, it appears that way. And
I think this would be a no catalyst. Let's see, Walter, my boy, what you got?
I just got stopped out. I'll take that all day on a candle like that. It was a 90-point candle. I'll take that all day. I'll happily take a loss on that.
I'm still in.
Yeah,
I'm still in. André, don't like a re-entry here.
I'm considering it, but I'm trying to pay attention here a little bit. I'm like,
I'm not saying this in a rude way at all. I will not be going short for the IB today, even though the IB is set short. Last time I went against that inside bar stat when SPY hadn't taken it, I got a little screwed over on it.
Was any breaking news on that?
If it's on True Social, it'll take a couple minutes for Walter to get it.
Sure.
I'll keep refreshing it to see.
So the entry that I got was at 92. The entry was actually pretty solid, but I think my stop was too tight. I literally got top wick at like 23, but I just placed an order, immediately placed a stop. Honestly, I didn't even immediately did it, and I just got stopped out. But I might.
It's still underneath levels though.
Yeah, but no, I mean that's work. It's worked for me to do that. Has worked for me. Like you guys on the stream have seen it. I don't know how many times now, but usually it doesn't have continuation like this.
That was 104. It's got to be some kind. That one I don't think was on its own. That has to have a tweet or something associated with it. I'm not seeing anything on Walter Bloomberg. That's 140 points in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Geez, look at that ball. Orb high now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stopped on my trail, so we'll take that.
Did NVDA just flip?
Yes, it did.
Maybe on that.
And this is why you don't front run the IB.
This is. I would wait 10 minutes, but the point I was just making was the inside bars. That 4% chance, you don't really know when it's going to happen, but I'd rather not go against that stat.
Yeah.
Even if the IB was set short, we just took the inside bar high.
Oh my God.
Wow. Jeez.
It's jumping all over the place right now. But though trades like this are the ones that I usually get destroyed on because it's a smaller data point as opposed to looking at that inside bar high.
Dude, how's that pin on NQ?
This is a crazy move up right now.
This is crazy.
It's got to be. I'm looking on Walter Bloomberg. I don't see any. He's not tweeting anything yet. It's got to be something that was put on Truth Social.
I'm on Truth. I just downloaded it. I'm on it right now. There's nothing. 3 hours ago was the last one from his account.
Never mind. Then this was.
Maybe I don't know how this works, but
this is
3 hours ago.
Painful then.
Dude, Dan's coming with the news.
The Pakistani army leader may visit Iran tomorrow to announce the final version of the agreement. That was at 10:15. 10:16. That doesn't seem that significant. I don't feel like that. I know,
I'm surprised.
Push us
I'm happy with the short that I took, to be honest. It was fine. I would take it again. I've taken it a bunch of times. Not every time is going to work. I think it's worked for me like 5 out of 5 times up until today. So like I'll happily take that. But when I see a 100-point move,
2 minutes,
in 1 minute, I'll take my risk and look for the opposite move. Now today it went parabolic with 230 points, 225 points in 3 minutes. But
now imagine if that was at 10:07.
Dude, that would have been sick. If they're watching and they're like, let me send the tweet as soon as they say the 10:07 wiggle.
I'm sitting there ready.
Yeah, watching the edgeful TV stream.
Is the Trump indicator in the works?
Yeah, we need an API to Truth Social. But I don't hate the. I mean, the previous day's high was taken. The thing is, this is a subjective. Yeah, this is a subjective trade now, though. Like this.
So with the recent trend that we've been having on IBs for Wednesdays, let me pull up your screen 1 sec. This would be what I would anticipate for today is that we close the IB right about here.
Yeah.
And then right at 10:31, we go and break that high.
Dude, this will be crazy if you come back down from it. What's it? One.
Steve goes, this is a waggle, not a wiggle.
Yeah.
Waggle.
Yep. I would love to know what the actual news was. I literally just downloaded Truth Social.
I guess it was just that, the negotiations. They did say earlier this week that their negotiations were not doing well. And then we had that was our Monday drop.
Sure.
They said it at 10:15 on Monday. And then we had a 400-point drop. So I think this is just eating that back up.
Yep.
Interesting.
So Zinc, you got 3 more minutes until you're looking for a trade or no?
Yep. I'll enter at 10:23. 10:23.
I was actually really happy with my entry. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I agree.
I was like, sniper entry, it's going to reverse. Got stopped out 35 seconds.
You got a couple points. You got like 20 points, but you would have had to have closed immediately.
Yeah. I was looking for at least a move back down to like the 40s or the 50s, but only like a quick move.
You got a nice pullback too. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, but when I do that, you got to be so quick with the stop loss too, because if you don't set the stop really quick and this happens, then you get torched. So like smoked. I just put it anywhere and then I fix it later, but at least I have one. But
question from JV.
Yep.
I believe the optimizer is for more so training. The analyzer is for you picking which algo you want to use.
So
interesting.
Just for a very simple breakdown, if you go to the analyzer, you have to actually upload the back test from TradingView of any algo. You create your own algo. You have a different algo. Use the edgeful algos. The way that it works is you literally just upload the back test and then it will break down, give you all the data about that strategy. It could be anything. So it gives you the profit, whatever, all the stuff that's on TradingView, you're going to see it. But as you scroll down, there's going to be some more information that you don't get on TradingView, like your average win, your best win, your average losers, your losing streaks. This is really important in my opinion to understand the losing streaks. This is probably the most important section, the strategy health. So why is it so important? Because it, oh my God.
I got you.
What an idiot. All right. Just to restart, the orb strategy that I uploaded, this is from the edgeful algos. I went to the TradingView backtest, the strategy backtester, and then whatever. I'm just going to pick this random one. This is obviously not going to work, but if I go over here and I click download, this is the strategy here. I'm going to upload that file directly into the analyzer. The orb strategy, you click, right? It shows you all the information. It shows you the P&L. This stuff is in TradingView already, but the stuff that's not in TradingView is the trade performance, your average winners, your average losers, your losing streaks, your winning streaks, etc. And this section over here, strategy health, is very important. Performance decay is a very key thing to look at because what it does is it's measuring. Let's say in a backtest period, you have a huge winning streak in the beginning and then you have consolidation for the rest, right? If you like split the backtest into like 2 segments, you have a crazy winning streak, all of the P&L comes from the first half. This is going to flag if the performance is starting to decay in the more recent times and pretty much seeing is all the performance from earlier, like further back. So it's important to understand. Concentration risk. How much of your total P&L is from your top trades? So if 80% of your P&L comes from 3 trades, that's a big problem, obviously. So this section is going to flag that. Now down here, you're also going to see pretty much what weekdays and directions perform the best for the strategy. So which ones should you remove? Like in this case here, Thursdays long and Friday short have terrible performance. And if you look, it also has a 40% win rate, Thursdays long, minus $1,100, not a trade you really want to be taking.
We came back all the way to the IV50 right now.
Perhaps the shorts are solid here.
Yeah.
But, all right. Let's just wait for the IB a little bit.
Spooked.
Okay, I'm short again, Andre.
This guy's more short button. He takes more shorts than I do.
148. I'm trying again.
I think it's a solid trade.
Back inside the opening range high.
Yeah. Suggested max loss, whatever else. This is gonna help you understand what you should be trading. We also have in here, which we don't have in the analyzer, a prop firm simulator. We have a Monte Carlo and a prop firm simulator. This simulates 1,000 variations of the strategy you just uploaded and tells you how likely are you to pass a specific eval if you traded this strategy. So the prop firm sim, the prop firm sim here is really important for you guys to go and check because there's a few things you want to look at. Obviously, if you're looking at an Apex, whatever, I'll just go to a Top Step account. It doesn't really matter.
Say Apex.
Yeah. So if we're gonna swap over to Top Step, for example, 100K count, 72 out of 1,000, 721, 72% out of 1,000 simulations hit the profit target. So you can see that right over here. You can see how it actually looks. Very key here, by the way, guys, the average number of trades to pass is 46 and the fastest path is 14, which means that some of the paths take a really long time. Some of them are obviously quicker, but typically you probably want to expect somewhere between 20 and 40 trades to pass the evals. Now, this is obviously dependent on the strategy you upload, but this is how the analyzer works. There's also a Monte Carlo that'll give you a best, it simulates again 1,000 times the strategy. You can see in the worst 5% of simulations, your P&L is still positive 800. In your best case, it's 16,000. And your actual result that you uploaded was 9,000. So just something to keep in mind.
Look at the stealing the chart back. Look at that.
Did you enter on that IV50?
I got it on one of the accounts, not the Lucid Live ones. I got it on my funded.
Nice.
And my trade copier did not work.
Oh no!
2,000 on one account
Dude.
instead of 500 on.
You're still in the trade now?
No, I exited. I was looking at your screen, then I flipped back over to the other tab, and it added all of them.
What are you using? The group copy trader?
Trade copier on Trade8. The
sure.
group trade feature.
Yeah, group trade feature. Yeah.
I've had a lot of difficulty with it these past couple of weeks, but my entry was 29,144. I had 10, and it all went to 1 instead of scaling over all of them. But look at you cannot make up how accurate that IB50 is.
Yeah, I know it's beautiful.
After 10:23. Wednesday trend, we have a minute 30. I mentioned this a little earlier. I anticipate it's probably going to close right at like 708.60, 709, and then take the high rate at 10:31.
Yeah,
that's been the recent trend.
Beautiful, dude.
Going to be interesting. So I've got a short on, but this is interesting with this news obviously coming in, or breaking news, whatever that was. Was it the wiggle? I don't know.
I think it was just a negotiation.
I don't think this was the wiggle.
It's the 10, 13, and 70 seconds wiggle.
Yep.
10, 14, 10 seconds. We're back at 29.2 right now. Our close, if that line, if we close right there at 10:30,
it's gonna be some sorcery out of you.
Source.
Yeah, 40 seconds. I'm anticipating a close right there, and then we're going to break the IB high right at 10:30. No funny business on Wednesdays.
There you go. So should I just close my eyes and go long, targeting IB high?
Yeah, say a little prayer first. Trump, please don't tweet anything.
Or tweet something positive at least.
He's going to the bathroom soon.
He is. His bathroom break scheduled very soon.
Wait, is that real?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
We got 5 seconds. Within.
Wow!
Come on now.
Dude.
Come on now.
Are you serious?
And it's going to break right now.
Oh my God. And this is why you watch Edgeful TV with this guy. Oh my God.
One more little push. One quick little push. There we go.
I'm out.
Wow. That was some sorcery right there.
I know my stuff.
Nice.
That was pretty legit.
Why didn't the copy trade? What did it say? What was the reason?
When I swap between brokers, it deactivates the copy trader, and it's partly my fault for not paying attention. So you have to go in, you know how to do it. You have to go in and click the drop down and make sure that the group's active with the trades that you want to replicate over those accounts. So when I switch between Tradeify and Lucid and My Funded Futures, some of them don't pick up. So I'll go and take 20 micros, and that 20 micros will be on one account instead of over the 5.
Interesting. It's weird.
And it's just me not paying attention. Use the
trading is already
for each group.
Trading is already so difficult. I don't know why they make it more difficult with that.
That's my own fault for not paying attention. I usually have all 3 of them on one tab. Like my Lucid one's right here. Also, this could not have been any better today.
Dude, that's crazy.
50 entry. I'm going to go down to 1 minute for this. It looks like my accounts aren't quite ready yet, so I don't know if I would have been able to fill on here anyway.
Sure.
Where's our low? So there's our low. There's our high. Entry would have been 120, and TP was at 230. So I tried going in with 2 micros. It was, 2 micros, and I ended up doing all 10 on one account. but I am up. Kind of screws my consistency with those accounts a little bit. I'm up 2,124 on one. Should have been scaled over 5. My crystal ball is nice and polished today.
Dude, that move off the opening range low was pretty wild. I haven't seen something
Yeah,
like
that was insane.
Time. My trail got tagged in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So just as a little recap from me today, I know I didn't take any of those on stream, sadly. It looks like I wouldn't have been able to anyway, because I just opened this and it has that same glitched account in here. I got the email yesterday that said your accounts are active. I hadn't logged in yet, but just so you guys know that I'm not BSing you. They say they're all active on here. Oh, never mind. They're back to pending. It said active like this yesterday. And when you click details, it says 2,000 drawdown. Interesting. Anyway, that's why I don't want to. I don't like going against the inside bar stat. Now, what we should also do today might not happen today with how far away we are on SPY, but Q's is much closer. We should have a continuation up to 712. So another 3 points, 120 point continuation into the afternoon. You can also go into IB levels, and we'll look at breakout days for a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We have a 71% chance to go to half standard deviation, which should line up almost perfectly with the opening week range. Look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
Just barely below. So it's off by 10 cents. So if we go, we have a 70% chance today. And that is based on 14 data points, which is pretty good. 71% chance or stat that we go up to half standard deviation on breakout.
Yeah. By the way, I see the question here about the IB indicator coloring a 1030 candle. That is okay. It is correct. The way that it plots, it colors that candle, but it doesn't use that candle as the high or low. It like accurately plots the high and low, just so you know. Yeah, no, I mean, no, besides the one, like trying to go against that giant pop, no trades for me today. I did take one. It was obviously a loser, but.
That better be clipped. I better see that on Instagram.
You're going to.
That was awesome.
Yeah, no, you're definitely going to see that.
Should also remember that being the stream, past 6 Wednesdays, now 7 Wednesdays.
Yep.
The break has been right at 10:31.
Yep.
Today is no different. That's the overall trend. Wednesdays are the new Tuesdays. This is what used to happen on every Tuesday.
Yep.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was unbelievable, actually.
SPY also took it right at 10:31 too.
Yep. Apple looks like it's about to come down. Meta's pushing. NVIDIA's at high day.
The standard deviation, you can just use the edge. I use the IB by levels. I know you can overlap it with the initial balance.
Yeah.
Just have it visible, but I don't really like having them on the chart if I'm not intending to look at them. So I have a different indicator on there. If you don't use the indicator, it's just a standard deviation. You can use the rectangle on the IB with the midpoint activated and then drag that up to the high or the low, whichever side you break.
Yep.
The midpoint is half standard deviation. The top of that rectangle is 1 full standard deviation.
Use the indicator. It'll be way better for you so you don't make any mistakes, honestly.
You outlined that perfectly too.
Yeah. Yeah, use the indicator if you're going to do it because it'll make your life a lot easier, honestly.
I'm an old head. I like chart and stuff manually.
I mean, it's good for you to understand like what you're doing. Like if you can't do it if you can't plot it out yourself, like then you don't really understand it. But sometimes you'll make mistakes, and like you don't want to like be targeting the wrong area because you're doing it manually. But I get it. Wow, we are getting a little bit of a flash down here.
That's our IB by retracement stat as well.
Yep.
Wednesday, we have for a breakout on a Wednesday, we have go to a Wednesday. Breakout on a Wednesday, we have a 64% chance that we retrace to 20, 50% chance we go to 30. So in the middle, about a 57% chance we go to 25%.
Yep.
And now we should see either chop from here. I think we're going to go up to the opening week range. Something like that into the afternoon.
Yep.
It was a nice IB win. Awesome, Rafshan.
And by the way, guys, if you want to comment edgeful, we're doing a giveaway at the end of the stream.
22 minutes.
22 minutes. Yeah, that move before was absolutely nuts.
I wish I could go back in the stream and see when I drew that level because I know I put it there at like 10:10.
Dude, go on YouTube and scroll back.
I will after we're over, so it doesn't double the sound. Yeah, that was nice.
Yep, that was crazy actually.
Yo,
155 people just on Edgeful YouTube.
Very awesome.
Very nice.
We have 678 people watching right now, which is awesome.
Yes, sir.
To see.
IB25 paid today. Good bounce back from yesterday. Very nice, Dan. Yeah, you got your perfect entry there. IB50 tick perfect, Dan. Tick perfect.
Yep.
Dude, how's this price action?
It's terrible, actually.
Yeah. It's actually, it's like it doesn't want to pick it.
Zinc took the James. You took a pretty a really nice short actually, but
I did. Yeah, I'm still gonna be up on the day. I managed the downside pretty nicely on that on the because obviously I was fading that momentum after the news, but. I like the shorts, bro, on NQ. It was looking very nice until owner candle up.
I was going to say, I think that
make a phone call.
I was going to say, I think that Zinc had like the only like real A+ setup today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that was crazy how quick it was too, bro.
Yeah.
The 50% retest, it was 10.25. Or when I drew the level. I know I drew that one at 10:20. I'm talking about earlier in this segment. I drew it right after we had that 10:16 candle, so like probably 10:18 after we formed new high. It's recorded. We'll have a clip of it later.
Yep, we will have a clip of it.
Oh yeah.
Later.
Yeah, it should be like 10:16 to 10:18 go but.
Yep.
It didn't actually tap 50% on ES. No, ES wasn't even close. But NQ it wicked to it perfectly. It would have filled by with how fast it was at that level, it might not have filled. It would have. It went 4 points past it, so that's more than enough time for those orders to fill on a live environment anyway. That was a 110-point trade in 6 minutes from the IB50.
So sick.
Yeah, 113, 6 minutes.
I have a feeling this is going to explode in a certain direction right now, and I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
We should, well, opening week range, that high.
Yep.
712. My order was filled at 50% even on a live CFD. Very nice.
Nice. There you go.
Any stats for double breaks on IB? Oh, we do have FOMC today too. It's not a rate hike. You can just go to for initial balance breakout. You can refine it to your dates that you want. Yep. I would just put it on Wednesdays. So initial balance breakout standard, go into weekday, Wednesday. We only have a 4% chance for a double break today.
Yeah.
And FOMC is typically on Wednesdays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I covered this with Dan yesterday too. Tuesdays, that's why I went long on the IB. SPY has a 38% chance on a Tuesday that it breaks both directions of the IB.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, actually.
Very close to 50%. So that's one Tuesday just have stunk recently, but
yeah,
I'm finally starting to figure out how to play them. That's why I went long after we broke the IB low on NQ. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then once we got back over the midpoint, I went long on NQ. So it was at 12.15, 12.20. But that is just for Tuesdays. That's not for any other day of the week. Every other day is about in line with what the overall report is. Wednesday is the one that is offsetting what Tuesday says for both SPY and Qs. QQQ is the more substantial one at 4%. So you should know for today, Wednesday, there's a 92% chance that we do not go and break the.
Dude, that's crazy.
So it's very likely that we just stay up where we are right now, or you add in that opening week range report and we go up to 712. And then Thursdays and Fridays, those are the ones in line with the standard report. Fridays are pretty good too.
Wow, 92. I didn't even know that.
Just for Wednesday.
Yeah.
But that's the trend for Wednesdays has been we hit it and we just keep going. There's no pullbacks. Last Wednesday when we hit it, we went all the way up to. Let's see if it'll add it on there. No, it doesn't. I think we went and hit 1.5 standard deviation. That was after hours. Sorry, we hit 1 standard deviation at 2. And then, I mean, even the Wednesday before that too, we had a continuation. We did have a reversal afterwards, but it never broke the IB low.
Yeah.
And then the one before that, this was our last FOMC with a rate hike. And this one did have a double break. So that's probably one of the few stats, but then we still continued way up there.
Yeah.
Close. Actually, no, scratch that. That was an earnings move at 4 o'clock. So that one was not a double break.
Dude, it's insane you don't use the indicator.
For the IB?
Yeah.
I do. It just doesn't go back past the week.
You can double click on it or go to the settings. And then on the top, number of days back, the first one.
Oh.
You can make it 150. You can make it 500. You can type too if you want to just like type 150 or whatever. You can do that.
There you go. That makes it a lot
easier.
Yeah. I did not know that.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
That's why I do use it. I just didn't have it on for the days that were way back there. But this is going all the way back to April 22nd that we've had these breaks and just ripping through it.
Yep.
Another one right at 10:30, April 22nd. I bet I can probably go even further back too. Thursday. Look at that Wednesday. I'll add more days on there. We'll add to 50.
Look at that.
So this one broke within seconds of the IB closing.
Yep.
And then we had another crazy continuation. 25% pullback. And then this one looks like it ended up going all the way up to, this had to have been 1.5.
Yep.
Let's see. Just real quick. Easily 1.5.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you like the indicator, you can do it too, and it'll go all the way back. Like if you, I know you don't love to, but it'll plot the standard deviations too.
And
scroll
April 8th, same thing, 10:30. The trend on Wednesdays has been insane.
Yeah.
Another one, April, all the way back to April 1st. Wednesdays are goated for the IB.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be Tuesdays, right?
It used to be Tuesdays. Tuesdays used to be like this. Now it's Wednesdays.
Yep. People don't believe me when I say the data changes. I don't know why.
No, I'm just going to screenshot everything and use it for the next 6 years.
Yeah, dude. Literally, people like refuse to believe me. I think it's hilarious. I'm like, you guys are actually insane.
Gotta believe it.
Yeah. I don't know why they're like, no. The market stays exactly the same forever. Okay. I think Zinc, you're right about the chop after this break.
Yeah, it's not really doing much.
We'll see how accurate this arrow is in the afternoon. If anything, I think we break it after the FOMC read. This is also Kevin Warsh's first FOMC.
But it's just meeting minutes, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Dude,
not.
I saw you. Sorry, continue on.
I was gonna say he's not saying anything important, but it's still his first meeting. You saw me what?
I was on Twitter yesterday. You're on stream, and I see you have pictures of Jerome Powell up
from when he started.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. So I was saying.
I was just scrolling.
I was saying Kevin Warsh. So everyone needs to take a look at what he looks like now.
And then what he'll look like.
Pretty young, right? I mean, he's still old, probably mid to late 50s. Like, how old is he?
Dude, I think that, I mean, as crazy as it's not that crazy, honestly, to say, but like, I feel like 60 is the new 40. Like, if you're 60 years old, it's like you're not that old, honestly.
So he's 56, but look at how Jerome Powell started in 2016.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty young.
Dude, he's a sharp-looking guy, this guy. Look at that silver fox.
He was a good-looking guy. And then we go to 26.
These legs.
And he looks like a old wrinkly bag.
Yep.
Like, look at that's some years.
Yeah, that's
a long 10 years.
That's a lot of FOMC meeting minutes, bro.
Yeah.
That's COVID, Trump, Biden, back to Trump.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And I don't think he's that old. How old is he? 70? 73? That's a long
sharp.
10 years.
Yeah.
So he looked like that when he was 63. And then you fast forward to, I forgot to type in his last name. You fast forward to when he ended.
Dude, he's looking clean in that picture.
He's ready to conquer the FOMC world.
Yeah, and it conquered him.
But this guy, I imagine, will have the same exact Kevin Warsh.
So I'm scrolling on Twitter, and you know how it like previews the stream?
Yeah.
This is what I see. I see you looking at pictures of Jerome Powell as a
Yeah, this is the point I was making yesterday. If you guys are still trading in 5 to 10 years, go back to 2026 Kevin Warsh and take a look at how rough he ages. He's 56 right now. I bet in the next 10 years he's going to look almost identical to what Jerome Powell looks like.
Full white.
Right now. Full white head of hair, wrinkles out the wazoo.
Yep.
Just hating life.
That's crazy.
And I don't know what your stance would be on this. I said yesterday that Jerome Powell started at 180, and this last year he got paid 250. Do you think that's enough to essentially be managing the entire global economy? Because the U.S. makes up like
no way, dude,
of the global economy.
Yeah,
they should. I mean, he should get way more.
So everyone was like, "Oh, he's fine. He's rich. He got 16 million in inheritance from his family, but he last 10 years he only made after taxes like 1.9 million. I know that's still a lot, But
Yeah,
that's
sure.
before
think
all
of
his
the job that
expenses,
he's
dude.
doing versus a rookie nobody in the NFL is making that as a salary.
Sure.
Rookies make like, I thought they make more than that.
The no names don't make anything.
Tom Brady, drafted in what round? Like rounds like
6.
6. Dude,
Yeah,
this guy
so
knows more American sports than I do.
What was Tom Brady's starting
199
rookie salary? $860,000 for 3 years, so he was making $193,000 a year.
Yeah, that's actually not nearly as much as I thought.
So he was making the same amount as Jerome Powell, and Jerome Powell, he was a third-string quarterback, and Jerome Powell was managing the entire U.S. economy.
Or the world economy, realistically.
Yes, the world economy is like 53 trillion. The U.S. makes up 38 trillion of that 53.
Guys, I'm gonna head off here. It's been a good stream with you guys. Sorry, I
We got 7 minutes anyway.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys all on tomorrow.
James.
I think I'll be on with you. Yes, sir. Cheers, guys.
Make sure you go to that MSG game, bro.
Yes. That's what I'm gonna go organize.
Go alone. Who cares?
Cheers.
See ya. $2.50 left to go for that opening week range high. I don't think SPY is going to take it today. I don't think it's got enough gas in the tank. $3 is a lot more on SPY than it is on Qs. It might if they both go and take it, but I feel like this would be more of a Thursday thing for SPY. Today it should take it on Qs.
I think we're just going to chop from now. I wish that I mean, actually, no, I would have taken that trade no matter what. I was going to say, I wish I didn't take that, but it's literally worked like 5 out of 5 times before this. So whatever.
Yeah.
But I should have taken that IB trade instead of trying to explain what the difference
You
between
wish
the
that you had
analyzer.
my crystal ball, don't you?
Yeah, and you're plotting the exact price that IB's going to close at. You should screenshot that and frame it or something.
I missed it by
10 cents.
6 cents.
There you go.
Closed at 708.60. I marked it at 708.66. And that was about 90% of the IB. That was the reasoning for that level being marked.
Yeah. You know what I was looking at? If you pull up the table on the bottom, that table with all the results.
You want the buy rejection or weekday?
The rejection. And you look at the IB ending zone. If you just click on the IB ending zone, it'll sort it like that. Okay, now if you scroll down, just click
It's
it.
like all of them are 0 point.
Oh, can you go to? Oh, you have it filtered, so it's gonna select all days in your customization.
Beautiful.
And the IB ending zone, put all days.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be why.
And then continue, and then now filter it. Yeah. So if you scroll all the way down, there's not that many days that even close. I mean, you can see it. Actually, I don't think you can see it, but there's not that many days that close on the opposite side of the formation.
No, I was covering that yesterday too. It's for all. This should be a naysay for everyone that thinks a 3R, 4R trade is normal. For you to, this is the same concept too. For you to go and trade the IB, and let's say it closes between 75 and 100%, you're not going to be able to go into that trade and say, like yesterday, it broke the wrong direction. You could have done it yesterday, but you're not going to go into the trade and we close at, let's say, 85%. You're not going to hit an 8R trade with the same concept, because if you go and look at the table for these, I bet most of these low form first, low broke first, high form first. So 2 out of 4 of them won, 2 out of 4 of them lost. It's not a, sorry, 2 out of 5. There are 5 of them. You're not going to go and hit an 8R, 7R trade. So the higher your risk reward is, the only factor of your trading you need to look at is your profit factor. That's it.
Yep.
The higher your risk reward, your win rate is going to be 10 to 20%. The higher your win rate, like 80 to 90%, you're trading negative RR. So if you're right in the middle, that sweet spot, which is why I like trading the IB50, it's like a 60 to 70% win rate, but it's 1-to-1 risk reward.
Yeah. It's like a seesaw. Like you can't
Yeah.
have a high win rate and a high risk reward. Like it doesn't
No, you
work.
can't. So that guy that always gets called out by Lance, I think his last name's Bernstein.
Whatever. I know who you're talking about. But.
Trader Sai, who's saying he has like a 590 something profit factor trading gold. That's completely false. There's no possible way. It says that his average trade is like 4R with a 590 profit factor. That means for every dollar he loses, he makes $590. And there's never been anyone in history, and probably never will be, that does that.
Yeah.
You have to have a
it doesn't exist, period.
You need to be able to tell the future.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Like even that the trade that I just tried charting out, I would have had to go in with 200 minis and called that perfectly, and then also trade it perfectly. But even then, what's going to happen when you lose with that lot or that size?
Yeah, it's a big issue.
It's not a real thing. So the vast majority of traders, my favorite thing to pull up is the Top Step leaderboard. Top Step Live leaderboard. They should have an image for it right here. So it shows all of their.
What is this?
This is for Top Step. Oh man, really? It shows their live leaderboard.
Right click on it. Right click on it, and then do open image in new tab.
Image in new tab. Oh, it's so small. Maybe this one will do.
Dude, who's using threads?
I have no idea. Open image in new tab. Let's see. There we go. So what do you notice? People always say that this has got to be fake because they don't understand how the numbers work. The number one guy, his payout balance is 335,000. His winning trade percentage is 29%. So that means that he is trading a positive risk reward. His RR is probably 3 to 4. The guy right below him, 79. This guy's trading negative risk reward. Same with the guy below that, 87% negative risk reward. Notice
what do you mean, just to be super, super clear, what he means by negative risk reward is you're targeting less than you're risking. So if you're targeting 50 points and you're risking 100 points, that would be a 0.5 risk reward.
So this is a positive RR right here. Risk reward's 8, meaning for every dollar you lose, you would make 8. Or you're risking $1 to make $8.
Yep.
Negative risk reward, you're risking $8 to make $1.
Yeah.
But if you notice all of these levels and numbers and stats, they're all over the place. This guy has a null, meaning that it's probably not even over 5%.
That might be because,
or just no data.
That could be if this guy's crazy and has gone on a crazy winning streak, that there are no losses because you can't divide.
Yeah, that could be too.
I mean, I don't know, obviously, but if there's no average winning day, then I guess it doesn't make sense. But the only reason you wouldn't have a win rate is, I mean, I guess it would be 100% either way. So I don't know. That's a weird one, but
just notice that none of these people on here have a win rate that's over 90%. One guy's very close at 87, but that his average winning trade's 10,000 average winning day. So that he's probably Vincent A, number 3 on their leaderboard, is probably taking 90 trades, 80 trades a day, and the average win is $100 to $200, and his average loss is probably 800 when he does lose. Like Trader Ike has the same thing. He has a 90% win rate, but his average risk reward is 10%. So he, on average, I don't know if he's still in the stream right now. He posts on social media all the time, but he makes $200, but his losing trades, he usually loses $2,000. But he'll go on a $200 win streak for
like
17, 18 days.
Yeah.
He'll take 4 payouts from the account, and then he'll blow the account when he finally takes a loss.
Someone just said he doesn't lose 2,000. I mean, I don't know, but
he does.
I did. It's more like 1,000, he said. By the way, just quickly, I see a question here. We are going to wrap the stream up in a second, but before we do that, and before we announce the winners of the giveaway, there's a question here: how do you get the edgeful algos? In the left sidebar, you can see it if you're in the edgeful app. If you're not in the edgeful app, let me pull up my screen one sec so I don't do this stupid mistake again. If you're not in the edgeful app, go to edgeful.com/algos. I'm going to put it here, edgeful.com/algos, and you can see it there. But just to briefly touch on this optimizer, because I know I didn't answer the question before, instead of having to fidget with all the settings of the algos, what this does is it allows you to actually see what all the variations of the algos are. So in the case of the, like, I'll just very, very quickly pull up the orb algo in the last 6 months. You can see that we have all the algo settings here. And I'm actually going to do this because I think it's going to be a little bit faster. And I'll do this too. Okay. So you can see these are the settings that we have for our algos, for the edgeful algos. And instead of you having to go through and open this thing and tinker with all the settings here and try to figure it out on every single ticker, you go to the optimizer, you click optimize, and what it does is it checks every single variation of every possible strategy, and then it will rank the top 20 performing ones, which you'll see in a second here, right over here. So you can see it'll give you the equity curve of this specific strategy. It'll break everything down. It'll tell you the win rate, the profit factor. It'll give you all the average wins and losses. And pretty much the way that it works is that if you click run this algo, it's going to show you the settings that you need to transfer into TradingView. So instead of having to go through and pick all the settings here, what's going to happen is this tool is going to find them for you, and you just transfer all the settings from Edgeful into your TradingView, and then now you have an optimized strategy automatically done. So just to be clear there, that's what that is. But let's run the giveaway here.
Yes, sir. We're making our way up towards that opening range high as well. But we will jump right into the giveaway. It is 11 o'clock, well after 11. So we'll go and draw that first one. 5 winners from this. Keep that in mind. First one is going to be Hannah J 9116.
Beautiful. Are you going to screenshot that?
Yep, I get it.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Go directly into the next one. Hannah J 9116, first winner. Saw James Bruce flash on there for a second. I'm waiting for one of these days him winning.
Dude, he didn't comment. There's no way that he's going to win. I don't know where it's pulling in. Oh, this guy commented before something. I forgot.
Living the Grumpy Life, second one. Going directly into the third. If you guys do win, make sure you email hello@edgeful.com. We'll type that in chat after the fifth one. Whoa, I was on there. Eden Shannon 6074.
Oh, this guy's on the algo plan.
Awesome.
Pretty sure.
Fourth winner coming in. Good luck. Good luck. Hervim 4728. And last one. I'll read all the winners off again after this last one's picked. Oh, is that Brian Adams? Ross F55, last one. So we got Hannah J 9116, Living the Grumpy Life. Eden Shannon 6074. Hervin 4728 and Ross F55. Make sure you go and email, and we'll type it in chat right now. hello@edgeful.com. Send an email to them with a screenshot of your YouTube login, and that will get you the win or the month credited. But that will do it for the stream today. That was a pretty good segment, pretty good stream.
Dude, you had some sorcery today.
I did have some sorcery.
That was pretty good.
It's awesome. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Slowly ending.
Yep.
Why is it taking so long?
Did you end it?
I did.